Alright, welcome everyone. So today I'll be showing you something which may be new to some of you. This is something I'll be using throughout the build. Now there are moments when it is that you want to you use like a nut and bolt combination, and in that area you don't want to have to be holding the nut one side and then holding the bolt the other side to screw it down so that you can secure whatever you're securing. At some point some people do take the nut and weld it to the area that they want to. Now in the case that you don't have a welding machine, here is an option for you, and this is what we call RivNuts. Now as the name suggests, rivet nut, so it operates just like a rivet, right? So what happens here is that, let me get an appropriate sized one. So this would be the bolt that I'll be using. This is a M6, right? So you'd use it specifically in an area that that has sheet metal, and I do specify sheet metal as the thickness of the area is also a very important thing. So you can't go on too thick a metal. I'm not sure of the limitation you have, but sheet metal is usually a sheet. It's not very thick, so you can get to use it on panels on the car. So if you notice right here, it has some these knurled areas, right? So these knurled areas are for when you drill the hole, it will just about fit snug right there, and the length of this knurled area will show you just about how much of the RivNut is going to be crushed. So what tends to happen now, there is a manual way of doing this, or you can get a RivNut tool. Now there are different variants of this tool. This is one. There is also one that is shaped like an actual rivet gun that you usually use, and there's also a pneumatic one which is very expensive. These are fairly cheap online. You tend to look for one. I can suggest to you to look for one based on the type of bolts that you'll be using. I tend to use straight metric bolts, so I try to find a set that would that would have as many metric mandrels in them as possible. So the pieces that are used are called mandrels, and this is what you get in this case. So how is it that you'd fit this tool up, right? As you look inside here, you see something almost like a socket. It is meant to hold this in place. So what you do is that you pull this down. It's an easy pull down. Pull it right down, and then you see the threaded area here. So you're gonna take this and screw it in. So you can screw it in by hand. So screw it down as far as possible, and then when you finish screwing it down, you release it, and it will basically lock it into place. Now it doesn't stop there. You're going to use this piece and put up here. This will secure it in place. Now comes with this tool that you're able to tighten this piece here. Now what you'll do is that you get your appropriate size drill bit. You'll drill your hole, right? And you'll first open the tool. Ensure that the tool is open like this, because when it is that the tool is set this way, that is when it will pull on this and squish the rivet. So you have the tool open first, then you screw it on, Then you push it in the hole, and then you just apply equal pressure, closing it. And as you close it, the threading that is in here will draw on this, and this area will now spread to the backside area of the sheet metal, and that way it will stay in place, and you'll be able to have your threaded hole. So some of the areas that I'll be using this right now, I'll be showing you how I affix it to my fender flares. You'll notice that for the time that I've had the car back from the spray shop, the front fender flares haven't been affixed to the car. So what I decided is that I wanted those to be bolted on instead of riveted on. So I'll be showing you how I use this here. At the end of the video, I'll also show you some of the other areas that I've used it. I find it to be a very convenient tool to use, and this very convenient to have. So let's get to it. Show you how I install these fender flares. Alright, here you can see the wheels that we'll be using on the car. Now, there are some things to consider when you're deciding to choose your wheels. First, your lug pattern, your offset, and the size rims that you decide that you're going to be purchasing. Now we have our lug pattern is 4x100 for this. The offset on this is around I think about 35, and we've chosen to go with a 7-inch, a 15x7-inch rim. Now your options could start from a 5.5, and you can work your way up to a 8-inch. For this car, now how I came by these rims, really and truly, it wasn't that I was looking for this particular set. I just looked for them based on two things: the size and the weight of the wheels, as this wasn't really the style that I was going for. But when I researched these Koenig Lightnings, I realized that they were about 13.4 pounds. Now before I bucked up on these wheels, I bucked up on another set of wheels which were much cheaper and almost gave me the look I was looking for with the car. I purchased the wheels, but on purchasing the wheels, found out that they were really heavy. Now when I weighed those wheels, each rim weighed over almost 30 pounds. It was mid-20s. I was like, this is really heavy. Researched the rim, turned out to be a rally style rim. So now those rally wheels are built to be tough, because you know you go off in off-roading conditions, and you have you might hit a rock and you wouldn't want your rim to be damaged. There are other options. You have some of the knockoff rims that are on the market now, which really look good. I could have gotten the style I wanted, which was a Enkei RFP ones, but then when talking with some friends, realizing really need to look for a lightweight rim, and these Koenigs came up. So clean up these and get them on. Now you can see on this wheel that it actually has tires on it. I actually got it with these tires. So these are actually just some old tires, and we'll be working with these until it comes time for us to choose some rubber. So I'm gonna get these on and see how well they fit on the car. Now upon purchasing these wheels, during my research, when I found out what type of wheels they were, I looked at some specification for the wheels, and I realized that the lug seat of the wheels are rather different from any other wheel that I had ever had. Also, I realized that the spacing, which would have been about right here, I'd have some difficulty fitting a lug here, a socket here. So I did my research, and I realized that there's a specific type of lug that I could use. Now I could either use this type here, where you could fit the tool inside, or you can go with the regular socket type. Now in going with the socket type, I'd need to go one that fits a 17mm socket. So I needed to look for one for the correct lug that would work with my seat, and my seat is more of a cone seat, where it has I think this is like a 60-degree angle. As you can see, both of these are the same. My pitch is 1.5 on my studs, and as you see here, one head is bigger than the other. So this is a 17, and 19 would fit on this. But if I was to use this, the seat area would fit, but on using the lug tool, it would end up scraping up here inside of the rim. So also you have other lugs. I chose not to go with a lug style like this, as after a while they tend to wear on the inside, or you just need to get the proper tool, because even some of the aftermarket tools that you get to fit in here, they do tend to be slightly smaller and they wear, and you don't want to be able to not be able to get off your lug off your car. As you can also see here that these three have different seat types. Now for this one, with this seat, as you notice that this has a washer here, it helps to center the rim, and this is almost the same, but you realize it's more of a ball type, and this angle is slightly different from the angle as to what we're going to be using. So I got these black lugs, and these are what I'm going to be fitting onto my car.